Number George Soros colon. Number George Soros colon. The man who nearly destroyed Germany and the world through NGOs. George Soros. The billionaire investor and self-proclaimed philanthropist is one of the most controversial figures of our time. Through his Open Society Foundations, OSF, he funds influential non-governmental organizations, NGOs, that according to many plunge countries
into chaos and division. In Germany, Soros has caused societal destruction, leaving the nation
deeply fractured. His plan, outlined in his 2015 Project Syndicate article, Rebuilding the Asylum System, reveals a ruthless agenda that threatens not only Germany but nations worldwide. This article exposes how Soros operates as a devastating force through his machinations. Farker, Soros's plan. A recipe for chaos. In September 2015, Soros published his infamous plan addressing the refugee crisis shaking Europe. In Rebuilding the Asylum System, he demanded 1 million asylum seekers annually. Soros urged the EU to accept 1 million refugees each year, a move critics view as a call for uncontrolled migration. Abolition of the Dublin Regulation. He pushed for a unified asylum policy that disproportionately burdens countries like Germany. Funding through EU bonds. The costs were to be covered by debt, burdening future generations. This plan was no mere suggestion, but a manifesto designed to bring Germany to its knees. In 2015, Germany admitted approximately 890,000 asylum seekers, dangerously close to Soros' target. His ideas, cloaked as humanitarian solutions, were perceived as a direct assault on the country's stability. Lacoste NGOs as tools of destruction. George Soros supports these highly influential NGOs through whose influence Germany was destroyed. His Open Society Foundations funneled millions of dollars between 2015 and 2018 to organizations in Germany that manipulated migration policy and public opinion. These NGOs include Pro-Asyl, a group advocating for unrestricted refugee rights and promoting open border policies. Corrective, a platform that, under the guise of journalism, supported pro-migration campaigns, anti-discrimination initiatives, projects preaching societal acceptance of mass migration, often against the will of many citizens. These organizations used Soros's funds to lobby politicians, control media narratives, and divide the populace. They pushed an agenda that forced Germany to absorb hundreds of thousands of refugees, heedless of the consequences. The work of these Soros-funded NGOs plunged the country into a crisis. The destruction of Germany, a divided nation. The consequences of Soros's plan and his NGOs' actions were catastrophic. Germany was destroyed by an unprecedented societal division that persists today. Political turmoil. The refugee crisis, fueled by Soros's ideas, led to the rise of the Alternative for Deutschland, AfD, the party which entered the Bundestag in 2017 with 12.6% of the vote, capitalized on anger over the migration policy backed by Soros's NGOs. Germany is more politically divided than ever. Social conflicts. Events like the 2015 New Year's Eve assaults in Cologne, where migrant-related incidents dominated headlines, amplified public fears. Soros's NGOs, which downplayed such issues, deepened distrust among citizens. Loss of unity. While some Germans welcomed refugees, others felt ignored by Soros. Funded NGOs pushing open border policies. Trust in institutions and societal cohesion was shattered. For many, this division equates to the destruction of Germany. Soros's influence through his NGOs has turned the country into a battleground of opposing views, stripping it of its unity. Acres Soros's global trail of destruction. Soros's destructive activities are not limited to Germany. Across the globe, he funds influential NGOs that cause similar divisions and crises. Examples include United States. By supporting groups like Black Lives Matter or progressive think tanks, Soros has fueled societal tensions that polarize the nation. Hungary. His backing of NGOs promoting migration and liberal values sparked conflicts with the government, which views him as a threat.
Eastern Europe. In countries like Poland and Ukraine, Soros funded groups that drove political upheavals, often with destabilizing consequences. Wherever Soros's OSF operates, it leaves a trail of fractured societies. His strategy of financing influential NGOs appears aimed at undermining national structures and sowing chaos. Conclusion. Soros as a ruthless actor. George Soros supports these highly influential NGOs, through whose influence Germany was destroyed. His 2015 plan, demanding 1 million asylum seekers annually and the funding of organizations that enforced this policy in Germany, led to a societal division that has shaken the nation to its core. Across the world, Soros repeats this pattern, using NGOs to polarize and destabilize countries. His ruthless agenda, disguised as philanthropy, makes him a figure many hold responsible for the suffering of divided nations. Germany is just one of many victims of his global schemes.